Here we are starting the dive. Paul's tying into the handrail and we're going to run a line to the cave entrance. It's approximately 260-degree heading off the stairs. Our plan is to head out in that direction and we'll drop into a small trench, hang a left and follow that wall until we run into the log at the entrance to the cave. I'm trying to be a good dive buddy and give him some light while he ties in. I was purposely following too close to Paul there so he could demonstrate his highly effective right hook kick. Typically the water here is crystal clear and much lower. The rivers come up and back up the spring run, which creates hydrostatic pressure over top of the cave, which is something that the divers here love. Typically the water is pumping out of the cave and there's a visible boil. But with the hydrostatic pressure on top, it's now a very enjoyable dive. At this point, we've found the entrance to the cave, and Paul has tied his primary and secondary ties, and we're starting our descent down the chute to find the gold line. One of my roles as the second team member is to inspect all of our line placements. And here I don't really like where the line's running, so I use a light signal to get Paul's attention so we can tidy up the line a bit. My deco mix on this dive was 80%, which gave me an MOD around 30 feet. I opted to drop my bottle at 30 feet, seeing that it wouldn't do me any good deeper than that. Paul found a great rock to turn the line 90 degrees to make a clean tie-in to the gold line, and I'm trying to be a good buddy and give him some light on the subject. Paul skillfully ties into the gold line while I try to provide light on the subject. We're both going to place cookies per our team protocol that we agreed to. Paul's going to then drop his deco bottle and we'll start entering the cave following the gold line. Here we are, leisurely swimming into the cave. It's worth mentioning that when the rivers are at normal levels, the flow here is intense. Strong enough to feel like your mask is going to get pulled off, possibly free-flowing your regulators, and you are really having to pull yourself through with all your strength and endurance. It's much more enjoyable when the conditions are like they are today. At this point, we're reaching the first navigational decision on the gold line. The line goes either left or right. We've made a decision before the dive started to take the left path, which is the serpentine tunnel. This will lead us around to the Florida room. Per our team procedure, we're each going to lay a rem or a cookie on the gold line on the exit side prior to starting down the serpentine tunnel. Here I'm just taking some video of what the floor of the cave system looks like, in case anybody was curious. Here we've reached our second navigational decision, where the serpentine line that we're on runs into the merry-go-round line that leads into the Florida room. Following our team procedures, we drop a cookie or rem on the exit side and proceed into the Florida room. On our right, we're passing the Reggie Rock. We've hit our thirds after just making the left-hand turn out of the Florida room and have started to head back. Returning, we've come to our first navigational decision, and following our protocol, we can see our cookies and rim placed to the right hand side, and that lets us know that that's the direction we need to go. Ahead of me is the stage bottle that I dropped on the way in. I'll make sure to pick that up on the way out. We've made our way up and we're heading into Syndrome Shaft. As we approach the end of the gold line, I just want to stress again that these conditions are not typical. Usually, you're being blasted out of here and you're really trying to manage your gas dumping and getting air out of your dry suit and holding on for dear life. But it's really enjoyable when the flow is down like this. An important aspect of cave diving is cave divers respect other people's life-saving equipment that they leave in the cave. In this particular instance, some teams were practicing dropping stage bottles and they left them here on the gold line. And everybody else diving the cave is making sure not to mess with them or screw with them. And the teams just go about their business and don't bother other people's life-saving equipment. It's really important. The final portion of our dive is to complete our decompression stop. So Paul and I both picked up our bottles and found a spot at 20 feet to perform our deco stop. And as you can tell, it was quite a traffic jam. Because the conditions were so good, there was a number of dive teams, and we all did our best to make room and get along with everybody. And sometimes we got close and personal to friends we didn't even know we had.
Minutes later.
Some footage enjoying the view of the tannic water mixing with the sunlight. Anybody else see the Loch Ness Monster swim by? Floating on the surface, just taking in the natural beauty of Little River after our long dive. In the summertime, it can be a bit of a madhouse with lots of families and kids swimming, but it really is a beautiful place, and I love to spend time there when I can. Since you made it to the end of the video, please take a moment to like, leave a comment, and subscribe.